My goal was really to create the most beautiful eyeshadow palette. I was thinking if I only had one palette to take with me, and I wanted to be the most perfect one. And what we basically did was we wanted to kind of add an element of something new. But something that is very new is actually this textured formula. This is something that I kind of fell in love with from the first time I tried it. The one thing I have to tell you about this palette is it is talc free, so the pigmentation is insane. When I created this palette, I was literally creating it from a beauty connoisseur's perspective. If I was creating something for myself, like a dream palette, that's basically what I wanted to do, and that's what I did. It's basically a pink eyeshadow with tons of gold pearls. So when you put it on, it's kind of got like this iridescence to it, which is so pretty. So I tried to remove it black. It's not going away. I need makeup remover. I mean, that color is just so pigmented and so pretty. You can see I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch. Boom. The pigmentation is like something I'm so proud of. I have to tell you guys, this truly is like a piece of my heart. So, you know, I put everything into this palette.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about something that was brought to my attention on Wednesday afternoon concerning Sephora deleting bad reviews on their webpage for the controversial Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette. As for why it's controversial, I'll make a long story short. For starters, it's the same palette being re-released and marketed as having an improved formula. In 2016, Huda released the first version of this palette and talked about how quote-unquote perfect and intensely pigmented the shadows were in this post, which reads, "Hey my loves, I'm so thrilled to introduce you to the new Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. This palette is something really close to my heart. I literally dreamt about these colors and I can't believe it's finally here. I spent so much time making sure the colors were perfect. Something not only I would use as a beauty connoisseur, but ones that I really hope you would absolutely fall in love with too. It comes with 18 colors including mattes, pearlized shades, and most exciting part, 6 pure pigments. These are gorgeous textured shadows with insane pigmentation. They will give your eyes this beautiful 3D pop that I'm obsessed with. I feel that the best way to apply these new shadows is by using your finger, and guys, the payoff is unreal. I really wanted to make this palette truly something that is everything you need, from the blackest of black that can be used as a liner too, to earthy browns, and my current obsession, rose gold. I created this video to introduce you to the palette more closely and show you the different looks that you can achieve with it. I hope you enjoy, and again, thank you so much for all the love and support. It means the world to me. However, in August 2017, it was strongly implied that this palette was being discontinued in this Huda Beauty post where she posted a photo of swatches from the OG Rose Gold palette on her Instagram. The post says, available now online Sephora, the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, $65, but this may be your last chance to purchase it. Many people rushed to their local Sephora to purchase this palette as a result. They did not want to miss out on this palette that they assumed that they would never see again. This palette was discontinued in fall of 2017 with no mention of it coming back, let alone being remastered. She also offered up this post, which I shared to my Instagram the very same day. The statement consisted of Huda explaining why she was remastering the palette she already claimed in her original blog was perfect. Much to the disappointment and confusion of her many supporters, she also included her alleged hardship she faced while creating her brand, specifically this palette. And many of the people who got duped into buying the palette when they thought it was being discontinued were unhappy, to say the least. Anyway, here's what Huda had to say. Everyone who knows me knows how important our original rose gold palette was to us, but when we launched it, we really had to invest everything into the palette and couldn't invest in things like packaging and innovation. That year, 2016, I actually couldn't afford to pay myself salary because this palette was such a huge project for us. Fast forward to 2018, we wanted to reintroduce the rose gold palette with completely new and never seen before formulas, listening to you guys what you wanted. From super intense mattes and incredibly creamy pigmented foils, we are so excited to reveal to you our rose gold remastered palette. While there were some like myself who immediately called BS right off the bat, some even pointing out that during this time that she was working on this rose gold palette, she was able to take flights all around the world to teach master classes, wear expensive designer clothes, purses, and jewelry. This hardly seems like a woman that couldn't pay herself a salary to me. Regarding the palette and remastering it, that's fine and brands are allowed to make improvements, but as I said in the beginning, when she launched the OG rose gold, she said the palette's pigmentation was intense and the shadows were perfected, so why fix something that isn't broken? Shortly after all this, the YouTube beauty reviews started rolling in regarding the palette. I noticed a common theme with some of them, such as a brush unable to pick up the metallic eyeshadows wet or dry, the massive craters and dips they formed once a finger was pressed into these metallic and pearlized colors, and the claims that the mattes blended effortlessly. And that's not even the real tea either. On Wednesday, many people began noticing their unfavorable reviews of this remastered palette were being deleted off the Sephora website. I spoke to a friend of mine who is a Sephora employee about this, and they told me that Sephora is is actually not deleting the reviews, but it's the algorithm set to showcase and count the top rated ones, which they were supposed to fix, and this is something that they said occurs with all products and not just this palette. They also told me that it can take days to show reviews and that the timestamps are incorrectly represented, so if you see a timestamp that says 5 hours for instance, it could be a lot older than that. Now this rule I understand, and that is if anyone uses abrasive language, their reviews will be removed. My friend also alleges that other negative reviews that they cannot verify were purchased both in-store or online will be deleted. Unless the reviewer was trolling and posting unfair and helpful reviews, I think this is shady as hell. My friend was allowed to swatch the palette along with their coworkers and said the formula is amazing, but the metallics form the craters that you can see in these last few slides. As for what my friend said, not that I don't believe them, I just don't know if this is entirely the case because I've been watching the Sephora website like a hawk and noticed the ratings go up and down depending on if you were on the main Sephora page, their page for their palette, and the reviews section. As you can see in these next few slides, I screenshotted the reviews and ratings at the various times I've seen his palette's ratings go from 2.5 to 5 stars and back down to 3. Reviews being deleted, and this has been happening since Wednesday. Some reviews even disappeared after I refreshed the page. Something really weird that I also noticed. The number of reviews were listed inaccurately on the product's page. For instance, it would say 8 reviews, but when you would click to read the reviews, it was a lot more than 8. And the ratings were also reflected differently on each page as well. As a matter of fact, here's a screen recording I did of it. Someone else I talked to also pointed out that they'd recently changed their terms of use, so I paid the terms of use page a visit and saw that they added a portion where they basically said that they can delete any reviews. Feeling that this was definitely shady and most likely illegal, I decided to look this up on the FTC website, and as you can see here, it is illegal to delete honest reviews. While I've seen some troll-like reviews that I don't blame them for deleting, I've seen some other reviews that were not only well written, but pointing out that Sephora has deleted their reviews as well. As a matter of fact, here's some of those reviews. So press pause to read each slide. As for my take on this entire ordeal, I feel like this has been a failure of a remastered release from day one, and I had a bad feeling about the quality of these shadows as well. I mean, how many times have we seen companies announce that they quote-unquote reformulated to improve the product, and then come to find out that they cut corners and reduced the quality of said product? These reviews and the way Sephora is handling this confirm my suspicions, and like I said, she is allowed to better her products, but why fix something that she said was perfect the first time around? Unless she wanted to cut corners to maximize profits. What do you think about this whole fiasco? Did you buy the original one as well as this new one? Which one do you feel performs better? Do you think this is a quick cash grab on Huda's part, or do you think she wanted to genuinely improve the palette? As for Sephora, do you think it is truly an algorithm issue on Sephora's website, or do you think they're actually deleting the reviews as they see fit, or a mix of both? Anyway, that's it for this video. As always, let me know what you think down below, and thank you for watching.